Hello, my dear friends and colleagues from all over the world. It's really my pleasure to be here today in the second meeting for the Egyptian Society of Digestive Endoscopy uh, live endoscopy meeting for 2025. And today, my lecture will be about the women in endoscopy, our challenges and goals that we are hoping to achieve. And here, this is my agenda. So the question now that we should start with is why women empowerment in GI endoscopy is important. It's important because the role of women in endoscopy has significantly grown in the recent years, and there is a growing recognition that diversity enhances the patient care and broaden the perspectives for sure. In addition to the increase in the involvement of women in endoscopy, by 15% over the last 10 years, indicating a very positive trend. And definitely now we have more and more role models, female endoscopists, that motivate all the young generations to work more and be a professional endoscopist. But regarding the current situation or the current landscape of women in endoscopy now, we can see that according to the last statistical analysis in the American Society of Gastrointestinal Endoscopy Journal in 2023, they have mentioned that we have only among all the gastroenterologists 25% female endoscopists. This number is steadily increasing with each new graduating cohort for sure, as we can see here in other study that a fraction of female graduates over the past 10 years is positively associated with fraction of female endoscopy. So we have from all the endoscopists that are doing in the endoscopists, we have only 25%. And for among the endoscopists that are doing advanced techniques, we have only 15%. And this is really a huge gap that we should work on it and know how to fill this gap. And in order to do this, we have to highlight our current challenges that the female endoscopists are facing in their career, trying to solve these challenges and find more opportunities and more goals to be achieved for the next coming years. So let's start with the challenges. The first one is the gender bias and the stereotypes. Women in GI endoscopy may encounter unconscious bias or stereotype typical views regarding their abilities, which is very clear in the referrer, career advancement opportunities, and patients may sometimes assume that male endoscopists are more experienced or competent. As we can see here, there's a lot of stereotypes that we still face, like the females are very weak, gentle, talkative, indecisive, or easily influenced, which now we have to work on this to stop mention all these characters for only the females. It's for all the human beings, either you are male or female. So this should be changed for now. The second challenges is the patient perception and preferences. Some female endoscopists encounter patient biases where patients may prefer male physicians, as we have mentioned now, for perceived expertise. In contrast, in some areas, like especially in the Middle East, they prefer to have a female doctor for gender-sensitive issues, which also increase the workload for women in this field. And here we can see in the right side of the screen, we have a very nice published study in 2021 in the American Journal of Gastroenterology. This study was done to identify the gender barriers for colorectal cancer screening and assessing the need for a multi-gender endoscopy team. And they find that among the patients, we have like 90% of them have no preferences for the doctor or the endoscopist, while 8% prefer the same gender. And the 8% here, we can see that the majority of those patients have their age was between 50 to 70 years old. And in order to have their endoscopist gender preferences, if they are in urban areas, they would prefer to pay more. If they are in rural areas, they would wait for a longer time, which might impact the screening programs. What was interesting is the other part of the study that they do to know the preferences for among the endoscopy team. And they found that 26% of the female endoscopists prefer same gender team members than the endoscopist all over. So another challenge is the work-life balance. GI endoscopy is a demanding specialty really, with irregular hours, emergencies, and the high workload. The balancing family responsibility, particularly during the childbearing period, for the female really represent a unique challenge, especially when you are working in an environment where there is no flexible working arrangement or parental leaves are not applied, policies are not applied. Also, the demand of pursuing advanced training and research and career development often coincide with childbearing and family building years. It comes in the same time all this can make it harder for the women to advance at the same pace as male colleagues who may not face the same time strains. Here you can see in the survey, we find that it's like 65% of doc mom experience burnout while trying to maintain a work-life balance. 80% of them feel that the workplace should provide support, as we have mentioned here, like parental leave policies or flexible working time. And 50% saying, where is the me time? I need me time. Don't get time for self-care and wellness. Another important challenge that we are facing is the physical demand of endoscopy. Long procedure required sustained manual strength. Some female endoscopists may face difficulties related to the ergonomics and equipment's design that are not well optimized for the smaller body frames. And here we can see a study that revealed the disparities in between the male and the female regarding the lower and upper extremities pain or injury related to the endoscopy. Here, this is my team in Helwan University, and it's clear that we still need to have more female among the teams, and this is one of the challenges also that we are facing is the underrepresentation. And this is an important challenge that we have to work on it. Also, limited participation in the research. Women in GI endoscopy may have less access to research opportunities, which can affect her academic promotion, really. This might also be underrepresented as a principal investigators. They might be underrepresented as a principal investigators in all the clinical trials, which will affect their visibility and career advancement. As we can see here in this study in Lancet, they showed that at the top of the healthcare hierarchy, we have only 33% of the physicians are female, which is still a very low percentage. Last challenge that we are facing is the mentorship and network opportunities. And this is what we are trying to work more on this a challenge nowadays. Historically, there have been fewer female in GI endoscopy, leading to fewer female mentors and role models, which are very important to have for the young generations to be more motivated toward and support all the stress that they might face in their life is to have their own mentors and role models, female endoscopists. This can affect the network opportunities, mentorship, and sponsorship for career progression, as we have said. So these are our challenges that we are facing during our way since graduated from the school, the medical school, to reach the top of our career. You can see here that we have in the medical school about 50% women, and it ends up as a senior career, it's to only 22%. During this journey, we have a lot of challenges and some opportunities. So we have to know well how to navigate the opportunities to achieve our personal and professional success using the opportunities that we are might face have and try to face all the challenges that comes during this journey. So to do this, we have to set our goals and opportunities. Our goals is to increase the representation, as we have mentioned now, achieve 50% representation at the endoscopy unit, more leadership positions for the females, and also trying to work more on the policies to change some policies, like to have more supportive policies for flexible working time and parental leave, zero tolerance policies, search for effective reporting mechanisms that we are missing in some departments still, ensure equal access to promotion and leadership roles, and trying to have uh, regular training for the female as well as male endoscopist. And also policy change is important to have a very well equipped room taking care of all the details regarding the ergonomics of our equipments. And also enhance research opportunity, encourage the female endoscopists to be principal investigators for different clinical research and trials. And lastly, we have to have more and more initiatives, enhance mentorship programs, leadership training programs, encourage the networking, more and more female networking, recognition and awards for the role models to keep them like um, motivating persons for the young generation. And this is important that they work or serve as a role models for the young generations. And their recognition and giving them awards is very important. And also seek for different sponsorship programs. All these ideas have been mentioned in a very nice position statement that had been published in Endoscopy Journal in 2024. They have mentioned 12 principles that should be applied in our workplace or with the patient and even in the academia to provide a very safe environment for the female endoscopist and for all the people who are working together in the same environment. Some supportive initiatives that we have now from different societies is that the European Society of Gastroenterology Endoscopy, the United European Gastroenterology Society, American Society, World Endoscopy Organization, Women in Endoscopy Society, one of the leaders in this field. And also, we can see that during the last year, we have a mentorship program for women in endoscopy that have been issued by the Endoscopy on Air and Women in Endoscopy. All these initiatives is very important to support the young generations, females, to give them hope for more and more work and to have more female endoscopists who are professional in the advanced endoscopy also. And I should say here, this is a success story of me and our team, for me and our team. This was our initiative that have been established in Egypt in September 2024. We have launching this program in September for 2 days, training program for the female endoscopist and also for the young male endoscopist. It was a great success for our team, and we wish to continue to have more and more initiatives like this all over the world because still there's a high demand for these initiatives. So to conclude, the current challenges facing women in GI endoscopy are demonstrated very clearly with a lot of data. There is a growing recognition that diversely enhances the patient care and broaden the perspectives for sure. To create lasting change, we must continue to support women in endoscopy by addressing the barriers they are facing, pushing for more and more initiatives, as we have mentioned now, either it's international or local initiatives, and try to support equal opportunities in all the roles. The numbers of women in advanced endoscopy training program can be increased only by by bringing attention to this matter and working in a cooperative manner. For those of us between us now who is believing in the advancement of women, there is no need to wait for the global policies to change. Start with your unit, your team, and develop the process by which the transformation will be definitely achieved very soon. Thank you so much for your attention, and it was my pleasure to be here with you today. Thank you so much.